Hello, and welcome back to Dragon Quest VII. Making our way back down the hill, mountain, to go talk to Caraway. Hopefully we've seen enough up there to trip. Okay, good, we did. Dude, we were there 30 years ago. It wasn't just a coincidence. We don't just somehow coincidentally look like those people that helped you. We were those people that helped you 30 years. Yeah. In fact, Kiefer, if I remember correctly, even tried to talk some sense into you. No, who cares what everyone else says? Just take lavender and go. Yeah, or something to that effect. God, Kiefer was still with her. This whole thing happened before the Roamers side quest where Kiefer left the party. And God, that was a long time ago. The first time we were here. All right, here we go again. All the way back up there. I mean, granted, it ain't too far to go, but still, it's just the idea all the way up there. Talk to those people, get that message about Lavender's grave, then come all the way back here, take him up. I mean, it ain't as bad as for prime example, the first Final Fantasy game's Earth Cave, 3 floors down to fight a vampire mini boss, get the item in the chest behind him, leave the dungeon, go elsewhere to get another item using that, and then go all the way back down to where you fought. Yeah, at least it ain't as bad as that. At least it ain't 3 floors. Yeah. And at least here there's no random battles. So again, it ain't quite as bad as the Earth Cave in the first Final Fantasy game, but still. And I know, here I am several years later, still talking about that. That to me is just ridiculous. Yeah. The amount of padding that's involved in that whole scenario. I mean, I love the first Final Fantasy game, don't get me wrong, but that's part of the game. More than anything else, that's the part of the game that I always dread every time I replay it. Whether it's the Game Boy Advance remake or the Pixel Advance or the Pixel Remaster remake. Granted, you couldn't pay me enough to touch the NES original again, but yeah. Regardless of what version it is, every time I replay that game, that's the part I dread the most. Not the ice cave, not... Yeah. I mean, at least with the Pixel Remaster, you could turn off random battles for a short time. So your trip back out of the Earth Cave to get the rod, and then your trip back in with it, go a little quicker so you don't have to fight random battles every 10, 20 seconds. Anyways. Smash that barrel with your bare hands. Why not? You ain't gonna have to worry about slivers or cutting yourself or anything like that. Oh, good for you. At least you did something right. What are you talking about? You have... Well, actually, I guess not. Because apparently he must have met somebody and had a kid with her, that little girl that we saw as we first entered this town. Her and her pet slime ran into us, the girl that he named Lavender in his dream girl's honor. Unless maybe that ain't her, maybe that ain't his kid. I don't know. I guess I never really paid much attention to that dialogue. Maybe he adopted Lavender from someone else. Really? Screw you, lady. I don't know what it is you think I done did. Remember in the last video when I made the Beverly Hillbillies reference? Well, that same logic can be applied to this comment. Remember what I done did? Okay, Jethro Bodine. I'm telling you, the person who wrote the script for this part of the game must have been a Beverly Hillbillies fan. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like that old TV series as well, where Buddy Upson finally made a name for himself after he so heartlessly got kicked off the Wizard of Oz cast in 1938 after his allergic reaction to the aluminum costume for the Tin Man. Gets kicked off the set. A couple decades later, makes a name for himself as Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies series. Yeah, you and your almighty. Of course, it's kind of funny. I've been watching somebody play the PS1 original of this game. And in the original version, the dialogue was just simply God, not Almighty, just simply straightforward God, G-O-N. Which is a little more fitting, I guess. I mean, again, like I've pointed out many times throughout the course of this playthrough, to call him the Almighty, even though he loses, kind of fails. If he's so almighty, how did he lose? By definition, he's obviously not almighty. He lost. Anyways, enough said on that. Yeah, obviously you even need, well, again, I don't know if that's really his kid or if that's just a coincidence that her name happens to be Lavender. Wait a minute, Lavender married. Well, then what's with the poison expert, Cayenne? I thought she married. What? Okay, now I'm getting confused here. I guess after Lavender ran away to join to go come over here, those two got married. I guess. Excuse me. Yeah, good question. Oh, so that kid we saw back in the other town that scolded Dill for not wanting to finish his chores was actually okay. Dude, look who's calling who's stupid. You really have no place to be calling anybody else stupid. If you were so smart, you wouldn't have ran away without her in the first place. You would have taken her with you. If you had even one single solitary IQ point, you would have taken her with you to begin with. And none of this would have ever happened. So you have no right to call anybody else on this earth stupid unless you're looking at a mirror and talking to the reflection you see. Well, at least he's admitting that, I guess. Okay, he kind of atones for that. At least he's willing to admit that. Yeah. If he had just taken her with him, like they both obviously both wanted. Yeah. I think we're done here now. No fragments to be found here or here. Now, before we leave completely, just to be sure, go back to town or whatever. Ooh, excuse me. That's if I can find my way through this maze of sorts. Where am I going? Glad there's no enemies here, especially right now, because I seem to have got myself lost. Okay, that's there. Again, at least that's a major step in the right direction. There's no enemies you have to fight here. Going up here the first time to get that dialogue, walking back down to get him. At least there's no enemies in this stretch, so you don't have random battles every 20 seconds. Alright, now. Nope, no fragments to be found here, so I guess we're done here. Oh, yeah. Okay. At least she considers him to be her dad. Anyways, we're done here, so now I guess we go back to our time and see if anything has changed here in present time. Okay, where's our portal? Oh, that's right. It's back on the other side of that bridge. That's right. Forgot about that. We got here from that completed bridge from the other. Actually, that reminds me, a couple more things I want to check quick before I actually leave the area entirely and head back home to our time. Now that I think I've completed this entire area as far as story goes. Okay, there's no fragments here. Is there any back here? Go away, I'm not fighting you. Nope, nothing to be found here. At least not for fragments. Mini metals, maybe, like I care. I sooner find that manure that some enemies leave behind than find another mini metal, but I mean it's about the same thing. Manure, mini metal, manure. It's about the same thing, isn't it? Actually, no, mini metals are worse. They're more frequent. They have been since part 4, back in 1992. The horse manure item is something that just started with this game, if I remember correctly, so yeah. Not quite as repetitive as mini metals. Making mini metals even worse than manure. On a scale of repetitiveness. Okay, nothing to be found here either. Okay, so I really am done here. Sorry, I just had to check to make sure I wasn't leaving any fragments behind, because that can be the annoying nature of this game. Don't check that. Go on to other areas, not realizing you've forgotten a mini metal, fuck them things, fragment or two behind. Might not even realize it until you get to the point in time where you needed those fragments and not have them, and then have to spend hours on end backtracking to every place you've been previously, trying to see where it is you left. Yeah. So I'm trying to remedy that as I go. Before getting too far ahead, backtracking and making sure I haven't forgotten any. Anyways, okay, still got. All right, now back to our ship and revisit that. Actually, wait a minute, I don't even have to go to my ship. I've already been there in the present time, so I just got to use the. Once I get out to open spaces where I'm not going to bonk my head on the ceiling. Zoom spell out there. Wilted Heart. Okay. Of course, that's the place Caraway built after he left. Anything changed here? Actually, you know what? I'll check this later. For now, I want to go back to the other. I know it's over that way. Wait a minute. What? Hold on. What? Okay. What? Was it Wilted Heart, the place that... Yeah, okay, here we go. Nope. Okay, seriously. We didn't remedy this. Okay, seriously, what happens here from the time we left to now? Nobody here, no buildings left. I mean, what the heck happens to this place? I mean, we stopped the mad serial poison. Well, actually, I guess you can't call her a serial poisoner, but she only tried to poison her husband. But still, we stopped her. So obviously that wasn't the cause of the death of all the people here, but seriously, am I missing something? Is there something I forgot to do? Story-wise? Yeah, twice now. Yeah, I can see that. Mind telling me what happens here? I mean, seriously, out of all the times I've played this game, since this 3DS remake first came out in September of 2016, almost 9 years ago now. What? Repeated for emphasis. What the hell happens here, story-wise, from the time we just left to now? The people are dead. The buildings are even gone. I mean, seriously, what the hell happens here? Story-wise. Some earthquake ripped through here or something? What? If that's the case, why is it just affecting that town and not the one that Caraway built, so to speak, over here? Well, not that way, but... Actually, wait a minute. What is over here? I suppose I better check this just in case there's a fragment to be found here, but... Like I was just saying about the nature of this game and how you don't want to go too far without checking for not mini metals, fuck those things, but fragments. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's an inn. Okay, big deal. Why is there an inn out here in the middle of nowhere? What? Seems like an odd place to be having an inn. Who's going to be stopping here? Business-wise, it's not a good location. You're not going to have many customers out here. You're going to go out of business fast. You're not going to be even making enough money from your business to pay your utility bills. Power, electricity. Power is electricity. Yeah, I mean, seriously, not a good place to have an inn. From a business standpoint, you're going to be losing money. Okay, there's treasure chest over here. Nope, there was the first time we were in this area, but not now. I mean, I guess, thinking better of that, I shouldn't be avoiding every treasure chest I see. I mean, even if it does have an accursed mini metal, so be it. Might also have something else that unlike mini metals, it might have something that might actually be useful. I mean, mini metals are about as useful as counterfeit money, but might have a sword or weapon upgrade or something, so yeah. Shouldn't be getting into the habit of avoiding too many treasure chests. Can always just ignore the mini metals, but a cursed waste of time that they are. So nothing goes on here. Alright. That town is still demolished, whatever happens there. Back here one more time. I mean, I imagine by now Caraway and all those people that were here last time we were here are long since dead. But seriously though, why is this place still standing and people still living here? And not just over a little bit to the west of here? Seriously, what happens here? What did Miss Poison her wife come back the bomb or something and blow everything up and kill everyone in spite because she got found out and got cast out? She come back and destroy the place or something? I mean, what? The only thing I can think of, in spite and anger, came back with a vengeance, and this time wasn't just after her husband, but after everybody in town. I mean, we did just let her go, let her leave town of her own free will. You know, didn't throw her in the brig, so to speak, like she should have been for attempted murder. Anyways, I'm sorry for my end. Just something that's always bugged me about this game, this segment of it. What happens here? Why is this place still standing and people still here when just... Anyways. I suppose I might as well get on with it. Well, first I gotta get back there, but... There's also in this area... In the last, couple videos ago now, I made it up here via that completed bridge in the past. After completing the El Sticolo time loop scenario, after putting an end to that time loop, the bridge that led up here was completed, and that's how I got up here in the past. And in those video or two, I mentioned how in the present time, that tower that I had to go to get the key to shut off that clock was going to be a somewhat annoying puzzle. Well, it is now that time. As soon as I get back there to that tower, quick check the town for possible fragments. And there is one. Okay, well, first things first, actually, is I've put it off long enough. After having mentioned this probably like 3 or 4 videos ago now, but towards the top of this tower I'm about to get to is a switch tile puzzle that I actually had to Google, so to speak. Because you got to step on switches in a specific order in a combination, 12 digits long or something like that. Very annoying. And yeah, again, one of those few times even I, as much as I hate doing that, as much as I try to avoid doing that, even I ended up having to Google it. Yeah. Yeah, so do this next time. Hopefully I can remember this solution. Otherwise, I might end up having to look it up online again even now. Yes. Anyways. Yes. As always, thanks for watching and putting up with my opinions. And we'll see you next time. Bye.